Now let's talk Champions League. Now, Aston Villa manager Unai Emery believes fan support will be crucial as his team attempts to overturn a 3-1 deficit against Paris Saint-Germain in today's Champions League quarterfinal second leg. Now, Emery emphasized that connecting with supporters at Villa Park will add vital energy to his team's performance. Villa aims to turn their home stadium into a decisive advantage for that crucial European fixture. Now, Paris Saint-Germain coach, on the other hand, Luis Enrique, has warned his side against complacency, believing that Aston Villa can still overcome the French club and get through to the semi-finals of the Champions League. Let's listen to both coaches.
We are connecting with our supporters. We are transmitting energy, positive energy. We are playing more or less, getting tactically and individually good things on the field. The supporters, they are going to add us their energy. We have to set our game plan as better as possible, and we have to try to understand how we have to understand as well their idea, how we can get duels, individual duels on the field. And then is the player, they are protagonists, completely the protagonists to do their best work and to get their best performances. Trying to use now Villa Park like our home and like our fortress. We are a lot of time feeling it, and to share with our supporter the really motivated match to play tomorrow.
Yeah, we've taken on any battle and opportunity that we've had in front of us this season, especially in this competition, and we've won the games that we needed to be where we are. So yeah, you can maybe look and think, yeah, our name and club probably don't deserve to.
We look forward to an interesting encounter between PSG and Aston Villa. Let's see if the fan supports will truly lead Aston Villa to that victory over Paris Saint-Germain. Remember, it is 3-1. We'll see if Aston Villa can get to win that game against PSG later tonight. Of course, we have Okpe Adebari joining right now. Let's talk about what's happening in the Champions League and what to expect from Aston Villa. I also hear that we have Obi Chibike James, who would also be joining for us to look at this conversation together. Welcome to the show, guys, Okpe and Chibike. I'd like you to unmute your mic so we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, my mic is unmuted at the moment. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Chibike, can you hear me? Okay, you need to unmute your mic. We cannot hear you. But Okpe, Aston Villa versus PSG, what are your expectations? Any turnaround for Aston Villa?
Honestly, I don't see it happening because Villa Park is not a fortress that we know. It's not like Villa Park is that place where Aston Villa get maximum amount of points, but we do know that they are a very good side under Unai Emery. However, I think they let themselves down in the first leg at the Parc des Princes, not being able to possibly give a tough game to PSG as well. Yes, PSG had the home advantage, but I think Aston Villa could have done much better. Although it also looked like the quality of the PSG team was simply overwhelming for Aston Villa, and there was no way that they could just get back into the game. But coming to England now, at this stage of the competition, it's the first time that Aston Villa has been there for 46 years. So definitely the fans and the players would want to change the story of the club at this point in time, but I do think that the quality that PSG possesses will be too much for Aston Villa to get anything out of the tie today.
All right, so Chibike, if you can hear me now, I mean, Aston Villa and the manager, Unai Emery, he's believing that fan support will help the team. But look, football is played on the field, not in the stands.
Well, in as much as football is played on the field, we cannot rule out the importance of the fans. The same way Paris Saint-Germain were aided by their fans at the Parc des Princes, it is what he's looking out for, the atmosphere. Sometimes in football, it gets to a point where the atmosphere gets very intimidating for the opposition to play. So that is what Unai Emery is calling upon. It's going to be very difficult, yes, we know. Paris Saint-Germain are a very well-drilled side under Luis Enrique. And the way they play with the ball and off the ball can be very difficult for even the best of teams in the world. We saw it against Liverpool Football Club, and we saw their resilience in the first leg against Aston Villa. So yes, definitely the fans will play a part, but the work will be done on the field of play.
All right, work will be done on the field of play. We look forward to that one. Aston Villa versus Paris Saint-Germain. An interesting game it promises to be. And I hope that we'll get to see a lot of goals in this one because people are staking huge money on games like this one. Now let's go straight to the second game to happen tonight. La Liga leaders Barcelona, they're on the cusp of their first UEFA Champions League Final Four appearance in 6 years as they travel to Germany to play Borussia Dortmund in the second leg of the quarterfinals on Tuesday. Now, Dortmund will be counting on their home crowd support, just like Aston Villa at the BVB Stadium, to help erase the team's goal deficit after the 4-0 humiliation at the hands of Barcelona last Wednesday at the Olympic Stadium. Barcelona, chasing their first Champions League trophy since 2015, are unbeaten across all competitions in 2025. Armed with a sizable 4-goal advantage and game winners across their star-studded outfit, Barca will be an extremely difficult opponent for Dortmund to overcome in the second leg. Chibike, it is 4-0, and when Dortmund coach was asked, he said, look, against the Barcelona side, it is almost impossible, but he surely believes in miracles. So, are we expecting a miracle today for Dortmund?
Well, definitely miracles do happen, okay? Yeah. But you also have to contribute your own quota. They didn't do so in Spain, and losing by 4-0 is a very huge tax. Yes, Liverpool did something similar some years back, but this time around it is different. It is a different Barcelona team. It is a different Barcelona manager, and it's a manager who understands Borussia Dortmund very well. Remember, the coach of the side was once a Bayern Munich coach, and he knows Borussia Dortmund very well. It's going to be an uphill task for Borussia Dortmund. The coach himself knows that it's going to be very difficult. The fans know. Even the odds speaks for itself, okay? But in football, one thing we can never say is it's not possible, all right? But the chances are very slim.
Very, very slim. I'd like you to take your predictions before I let you go, Chibike, for both matches today.
Okay, I would say an Aston Villa and Paris Saint-Germain, a 2-2 draw. And I still see Barcelona winning against Borussia Dortmund today.
All right, I'll hold it to your words. If tickets bust, we know where to find you. But thank you very much, Chibike, for joining the show today. And hopefully tomorrow you come back here to let us know if truly your predictions came through or not. Thank you very much for joining.